Welcome! Today we're making delicious garlic knots, soft, buttery, and full of flavor. Let's get started and enjoy these tasty treats. Let's go over the ingredients. For the dough, you'll need 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. Add 1 packet of active dry yeast, which helps the dough rise. For liquid, you'll use 1 cup of warm water. It should be warm to activate the yeast. 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of sugar to feed the yeast and help with browning. Don't forget 1 teaspoon of salt for seasoning. For the garlic butter, you'll need 6 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter for richness. Add 4 cloves of minced garlic for that strong garlic flavor. 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley or 1 tablespoon of dried parsley for a fresh herby taste. Finally, include 1/4 teaspoon of salt to balance the flavors. You might also want some grated Parmesan cheese to sprinkle on top for extra flavor. Let's prepare the dough for our garlic knots. Start by dissolving the sugar in 1 cup of warm water in a small bowl. Sprinkle 1 packet of active dry yeast over the top and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until it becomes foamy. In a large mixing bowl, combine 3½ cups of all-purpose flour with 1 teaspoon of salt. Create a well in the center and pour in the yeast mixture along with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Stir the mixture until the dough begins to come together. Turn the dough out onto a floured surface and knead it for about 8 to 10 minutes. You want it to be smooth and elastic. If the dough feels too sticky, add a little more flour as needed. Time to let our dough rise. Take your kneaded dough and place it in a lightly oiled bowl. This prevents it from sticking. Cover the bowl with a damp cloth or plastic wrap to keep the dough from drying out. Now set the bowl in a warm, draft-free place. Let it rise for about 1 hour. You'll know it's ready when the dough has doubled in size. Let's shape our garlic knots. First, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper to prevent sticking. Once your dough has risen, punch it down to release the air and turn it out onto a floured surface. Roll the dough into a rectangle about 1/2 inch thick. Now cut the dough into strips that are about 1 inch wide. Take each strip and tie it into a knot. Place the knots on the prepared baking sheet. Feel free to shape them into loops or twists if you like. Now, let's prepare the garlic butter and bake our knots. In a small bowl, combine 6 tablespoons of melted butter with 4 cloves of minced garlic. Add 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix everything together until well combined. Next, brush this garlic butter mixture generously over each of your shaped knots. Place the baking sheet in the preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Bake for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until the knots are golden brown and deliciously fragrant. Let's finish and serve our garlic knots. Once your knots are baked and golden brown, remove them from the oven. Brush any remaining garlic butter over the top to add extra flavor. If you like, you can sprinkle some grated Parmesan cheese on them while they're still warm for an extra touch of deliciousness. Serve the garlic knots warm and enjoy them fresh out of the oven. And lastly, here are some tips for perfect garlic knots. Make sure the water you use is warm, not hot. Too hot can kill the yeast, while too cold won't activate it. Knead the dough properly to develop the gluten, giving your knots a great texture. If the dough is too sticky, add a little more flour, but be cautious not to add too much. Let the dough rise in a warm, draft-free spot. If it's cold in your kitchen, place the dough in an oven with the light on to create a cozy environment. For a stronger garlic flavor, you can increase the garlic or use roasted garlic for a richer taste. Garlic knots are best enjoyed fresh. However, you can reheat them in the oven for a few minutes to bring back their texture. Enjoy your homemade garlic knots.